Girl, do I have some grievances to air out today? Because tell me why I'm about to spend the next 5.5 hours of my life doing my own hair because I am too scared to go to the salon as a Nigerian in freaking Nigeria. Today I'm going to do my hair while I rant about the Nigerian hairstyling industry. So if you are here for just the cornrows or you need a tutorial, you can either like mute the video and watch, or you can check out this cornrow tutorial that I have linked over here. Now, I know I said that this was going to be a rant video, but I still wanted to have a little bit of structure. So I'm going to address like four major things. First is the reality of being someone with natural hair and a salon goer in Nigeria. Second are my issues with the realities, and then third is things I don't want to hear, because anytime I talk about my grievances, anytime I talk about the issues that I have with the Nigerian hairstyling industry, there are some kind of ignorant responses that I get that just make me so angry, and so I'm going to be highlighting some of those. And then finally I'm going to share my advice for fellow naturalistas in Nigeria who are also salon goers, my advice on how to conquer all of these harsh realities that we face. So yeah, let's get started. Now, it just baffles me, and it is very unfortunate that as Nigerians in Nigeria, with our natural hair, we can't find good salons. Like, we can't just walk into a salon and have our hair treated properly. Absolutely not. There are a lot of salons in Nigeria, actually most of them, where you would walk into them and you can literally get turned away because you have natural hair. Or if they even say, okay, let's even manage and do your hair, you will be charged extra. And I'm not talking like 200 naira extra, 500 naira extra. I'm talking to the tune of like 3,000 naira extra, 5,000 naira extra, just because you have natural hair. And that has just never sat right with me. I've never understood the concept, because it's like we are Nigerians in Nigeria, and the default setting for every Nigerian is natural hair. And so why do we have to now start looking for specialized salons just because we have natural hair, just because we decided that we are not going to conform and relax our hair the way everybody wants us to relax our hair? You would be walking on the road as somebody with natural hair, and people would be saying, is this your hair? What did you add? Like, natural hair cannot just be natural. Like, you have to have added something for your hair to look the way it does. Or it's like, your natural hair is so long ago, and when will you relax it? And I'm like, girl, what the fuck do you mean? What do you mean, when will I relax it? I don't want to relax it. I don't girl. Anytime I talk about this thing, I get so fired up, I get so angry, I get so annoyed, because it just doesn't make sense to me. And that whole needing to look for natural hair salons, it's like, if you want your natural hair done right, go to a natural hair salon. But then you go to a natural hair salon and you realize they don't know what the shit they're doing. They just call themselves natural hair salons so that they can charge more, and that's just about it. I know a lot of people that have gone to natural hair salons, like really popular natural hair salons. I'm not going to name names because I'm not trying to be messy, even though I probably should, but I won't. Okay, you go to really popular natural hair salons and you realize they don't know what the shit they're doing either. Like, of course they may not detangle your hair with a rat tail comb, but that doesn't mean they gentle. That doesn't mean they're gonna take their time and detangle. That don't mean they're not gonna break your hair anyhow and chop your edges, right? So like, what's the point of forcing me to look for a natural hair salon when I will now find the natural hair salon finish and they will still chop my hair finish? So what was the point? I just paid double or triple for the same result. Yeah, sure, the hair will be nice, but then by the time I'm taking it off, all my edges are going off with it. Why? It's not like it's convenient for me to sit down here and do my own hair myself. But that's what I feel like I have to do. Because why am I paying so much money for hair loss? For edges loss? Why am I paying so much money for pain? I don't get it at all. And then people who have decided to relax their hair for whatever reason, it's just so easy for them to go and get their hair done. It's just easy because it's relaxed hair. And so all the stylists are loving relaxed hair. But the natural hair that all of us were born with, you're turning us away. You're charging us extra. It's wrong. Unfortunately, that is now the reality that we are all facing here in Nigeria. Nigeria, and I just don't understand it. We are at home. If you were in the US and you were looking for a salon that can handle black hair, that is understandable because you are in the US. You have to look for, salons that can cater to you because you are in a foreign land. If you go to the UK, if you go to Canada, if you go to Australia and you are looking for a salon that can tend to black hair, that is understandable. But then you come to an African country, you come home, you come to Nigeria, and you are still looking for a salon that is going to do your hair and do it well. Isn't that unfortunate? Isn't that sad? Isn't that a very, very, very sad, disappointing reality to be in? And then it's like nobody even cares, It's so, in fact. So that is the reality. That is the reality that we are all facing. That's the reality of the natural hair and styling industry in Nigeria, and it's so unfortunate. Now let's move on to my issues. I know I've already started talking about my issues with the reality of the industry in Nigeria, but now I want to really go deep into 3 major issues that I have. Now the first one is that we are an African country. Let that ring in your head. We are black people in a black country, in an African country, and we cannot find people to do our hair in our own country. So how do we expect people in other countries to treat us if we are not treating ourselves right? We are Africans in Africa and we can't find way to do our African hair. That is disgraceful and it is an issue. And unfortunately, not many people are talking about it. Not many people are seeing this thing as an issue, and it's very, very, very sad. It is a choice to relax your hair, but it is not your choice that you were born with natural hair. So if you're saying that relaxed hair is better, are you calling God, in whose image we are all created, are you calling him a fool? Are you saying he didn't know what he was doing when he gave us kinky hair? Can we all think about this on a deeper level than just go and find a salon that would treat your hair well? The fact that not every salon can treat my hair well is the problem. And I'm getting really worked up about this, and you can probably hear that in my voice because this is entirely a voiceover. I look really calm as I'm doing my hair, but the voice you're hearing is one of a fighter, and it's I'm sorry, but it has to be said, and it's so annoying. And this is one of the reasons why I decided to do this video as a voiceover, because if I were to show my face you think I'm ready to go to war, right? I may still do a full-on talking head video about this, but for now, this is just what you get. And then the next issue that I have with this is that it's like anybody can just open a salon these days. I can just rent a kiosk, slap a name on it, say Olamide does hair, and bam, I have a salon, and that's just it. Anything I do to anybody's hair in that salon is none of anybody's business because it's my salon. It's just there are no trainings, there are no certifications, there's no process. You know how if you want to become a doctor, there's this whole thing you gotta do. Same thing if you want to be a lawyer, if you want to become a certified project manager, you have to do the PMI exam and blah blah blah. There are all these processes and things, right? But if you want to be a hairstylist, all you need is a space. And if you want a space, you just rent a kiosk and bam, you're a hairstylist. You may not even need a space. You can be on call. Nobody is checking anything. Nobody's regulating anything. Nobody's giving you a certificate. You don't even have any training on how to take care of natural hair. And there are even some more influential salons that have influential people in the natural hair community as their owners. But best believe that epitome in the natural hair community is not the person that is going to do your hair when you enter the salon and sit down. And it's beginning to seem like they don't even train their staff on how to handle natural hair. They will train their staff on how to do twists, or how to do braids, how to do cornrows and all the like, but how to actually deal with natural hair, how to properly wash natural hair, properly detangle and all of that, how to take care of natural hair from the beginning of the wash day process down to the end of a protective style, I don't think there's any such training. And it is very, very sad, because what you end up with is a bunch of salons, regulated and unregulated, that don't know what the hell they're doing. At the end of the day, no matter the salon you go to, whether you go to a regular hair salon or you go to a natural hair salon, you end up with the same thing. Terrible hair care, terrible hair loss, bad hair health. Just the few times that I've ever forced myself to go to a salon because either I was just too tired or the hairstyle I wanted to do was going to take too long if I did it by myself, every time I went there and I unleashed my hair, they would either all be like, what? Somebody's hair can grow this long and this thick? Because they've never seen it before. Because most of the people that come to the salon right? Because they come to the salon, their hair has not had the opportunity to grow. Because every time you go to the salon, there is unnecessary breakage, unnecessary hair loss, just handling somebody's hair anyhow, damage, and all of that. So if you are a regular salon goer, it is likely that you don't have healthy hair. And if you do, maybe you just happen to have found one of those gemstones of a salon, or you have a lot of precautions that you do already at home before you come to the salon. There are some people that have to do their entire wash day, blow dry everything at home before they go to the salon, because that's the only way they will go to the salon and come back and their hair would have survived. I don't think there are many salons in Nigeria where you can go with your dirty hair and then they will wash your hair, they will take care of it, they will blow dry it and everything, and they will do the hair, and you will not suffer massive hair loss and massive breakage or massive damage to your edges. It is so annoying and so sad that is the reality of things, and I have an issue with it because it's like nobody even cares about that. In the midst of talking about no trainings or certifications, I realized I've already talked about the third one, which is that there are no regulations for the hairstylist. So essentially, it's just crazy how all of these issues are just allowed to happen, and a little piece of me understands why, because everybody is so distracted by the economy. Like, you can't be facing all these niche problems if the entire country as a whole is in hot water. The economy is bad, the presidency, the federal government, all the government, local government, all of them, they are, let me not talk. Because we are facing larger issues like that, niche issues like this are just allowed to go on, and it is so sad. If this issue with the salons can be fixed, do you realize that you are probably improving the lives of hundreds of thousands of women across Nigeria? But oh well, that is the situation we are in Nigeria. It is sad, but it is the reality. Anyway, so now that I've aired out my issues and my grievances with the whole natural hairstyling industry reality that we have in Nigeria, here are some of the things I don't want to hear, because I can already feel some of you in the comment section already. I can hear you typing, and I'm here to address each and every one of you. Number one, I don't want to hear that I should just relax my hair. I don't want to relax my hair. Relaxing of hair is supposed to be a choice, not something I'm forced to do because I cannot find somebody to do my hair. If you think like that, that's very, very bad, and I'm very, very disappointed in you. I know you don't care, but I just want you to know it's a very, very terrible way of thinking that if you cannot find a salon that will do your natural hair, relax it now. No, I don't want to relax my hair. This is how I'm supposed to look. This is how my hair is supposed to be. This is how my hair is growing out of my head, the way God designed it. And I'm not going to relax my hair just because I cannot find a good salon to do my hair. That's not supposed to be the next thing I'm supposed to say. That's not supposed to be the next solution. Please, I don't want to hear that. The next thing I don't want to hear is pay the extra now. You're the one that say you don't want to relax your hair, then pay the extra to do natural hair. I don't want to hear that. I do not want to hear that. Do you realize that some people are natural because they cannot afford relaxer? Relaxer is not something that you relax your hair once and it's going to be relaxed. It's something you have to do like every 3 months, every 6 months. You have to constantly be buying that relaxer. Do you know some people cannot afford it? Some people have natural hair because that is just where they are at. Some people have natural hair because of religion, and I respect that. And there are some people like me who voluntarily just don't want to relax. Like, I don't want to relax my hair. I've had relaxed hair before and I didn't like it. There was a whole reason why I chopped it off and then started to grow my hair natural. So you don't expect me to go all the way back to relaxed hair now just because, right? Let us respect people's ability to choose. We should be able to choose our natural hair and not relax our hair. You can choose to relax your hair, but you don't choose to be born with natural hair, because you're an African in Africa, so your hair is going to be natural. Like, your hair is going to be kinky or curly at the least, right? So if you now decide that you want to relax your hair, go ahead, fine, no problem. But because me myself now, I didn't make that choice to relax my hair, I don't deserve to suffer for it. And if you think that I do, then that's a big you problem, and you need to go and get checked by your therapist. You don't have a therapist, find one. The final thing I don't want to hear is just cut your hair now. You don't want to relax your hair, you don't want to pay extra, cut your hair. Man is wait. So if I don't have extra money to pay, or I don't want to relax my hair now, I don't deserve to have hair. Is that your rationale? That okay, if I cannot pay extra at the natural hair salon, or I don't want to relax my hair, then I should just cut my hair. I don't deserve hair. Is that your thinking? Is that your rationale? If that is the way you're thinking, my dear, once again, find a therapist. You have issues to work through, because I don't get how you can be thinking like that. The problem is the fact that there are salons out there with untrained individuals calling themselves hairstylists, ruining people's hair on a daily basis. That is the issue. That is what we're supposed to be finding a solution to, not individual choices. And you know the funny thing, sometimes this even affects relaxed people, because the amount of people with relaxed hair that I've seen that their hair is even healthy, they are very few. So I don't even know. That whole relaxed hair thing is a whole other rant in itself. But I'm just saying, for the context of this video, that just because I didn't relax my hair and just because I do not want to pay extra doesn't mean I'm not deserving of hair. There should be hair salons in Nigeria, in an African country, that should be able to tend to natural Nigerian hair without issue, without problem, without charging extra, because this is who we are. It is really so annoying, but what can we actually do? Well, this is my advice to anyone who has fallen in this category, anyone who has natural hair and has been finding it very hard or very difficult to find a good salon, just decent hair care here in Nigeria. This is my advice for you. Number one, learn how to do your own hair. Pick a day that you are less busy, that you can dedicate 4 or 5 hours, because yes, when you are doing your hair by yourself, it takes longer, because parting takes longer, doing the hair takes longer. No matter how good you are, I've been doing my own hair for almost a decade at this point, and it still takes me a very long time for me to do something as simple as cornrows or mini twists on my own head. It could take me 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. For hairstyles that require like attachments, whether it is like kinky attachments or it's normal straights like braiding attachment, it takes me 10 hours, sometimes 15 hours, sometimes it takes me a whole day and some, right? But I have that choice, I have that option, because I know how to do my hair myself. I have done my hair myself for a very long time. You're literally watching me do my hair myself, and I will sit down and I will do it, because I can't handle that rubbish that goes on outside in salons. Now, another advice I would give for anyone who still doesn't have a choice, maybe you don't have time to learn how to do your own hair, maybe you will never have 5 hours to dedicate to doing your own hair, no problem. If you are going to go to a salon, go with your mouth fully charged and ready to work. If they want to detangle your hair and they are bringing out a tiny comb, you have the right to speak, because it is your hair. And I don't want to hear none of that like, oh, I'm too shy, I don't know, I don't want to be disrespectful. Let me tell you something, and I always say this, but if you have built a house and somebody is playing with bulldozer in your backyard, in a different compound but still in your backyard, you know that if the person swing left, the bulldozer will hit your house, will you say, I don't want to offend, I don't want to talk too much, I don't want to look like a nuisance, and you will not talk? You will go outside and you will stone them slippers, it will touch them with their caterpillar. Yes. So I don't know whether it's that you don't care enough, or I don't know what it is, but please, if you are going to go to a salon, go with your mouth. You know what they are supposed to do. Maybe they don't, but you do. So tell them. If they are not going to receive any formal training, then the training has to come from you, because you know what your hair means to you, and you know you can't have 5 years, 2 years, 3 years of hard work growing your hair to where it has grown, to now have somebody come and ruin it in a single hairstyle. My third advice is, if you are a person in power, or you know someone in power that you can talk to about these things, whether it's that the person should set up some regulatory something, I don't know, I really don't know, because I don't have anyone in power. I don't even know where to start from with this campaign. If I could, I would carry this thing on my head. I just don't know where to start. So if it's even me, if you want to point me in the direction, please leave a comment, or reach out to me on IG. I don't know how. Let's get together, let's do something about this. Okay, if you are somebody in a position of power, or if you know somebody who is, please let us set up some regulations. And I know you will say that all these local hairstylists that are using this thing to sustain themselves, blah blah blah, they are supposed to get some form of training, some form of certification. If it's that you're thinking about, then we can find a way to make it free or make it affordable or something. But you can't just rent a kiosk or set up a kiosk and just say you are a hairstylist and start destroying people's hair. That's not the way forward. So again, if you are someone in power or you know someone who is, let us set up these rules and regulations. It's a big deal, but nobody is looking at it that way, and that is why it's still persisting. If we can band together and find solutions to this problem, we will live in a better Nigeria. I firmly believe that the reason my hair is healthy the way it is because I don't go to the salon often. But some people don't have the choice. If there is a way we can solve this problem, let's band together and solve this problem. It's very important. And there ends my rant. Like, I just had to get this off my chest. I have been talking to different people about it, sparsely, but I also wanted like a whole video about it so that in case anybody wants to ask my thoughts, I can just forward them the video. Like, you know. But yeah, thus ends my rant. Thank you so much for listening to me. If you did, please share your thoughts in the comments, whether you agree, whether you disagree. I want to hear from you. I want to know. All right, thank you so much. That would be the end of this video. If you want to watch something else, there are options on the screen. If you want to check out my digital resources, the link to them is on the screen. Bye. See you in my next one.